Going on, everybody? Geek back here with another First Descendant video. I'm trying to do some research on it so I better understand how the game is going to play, unfold, how much content there's going to be, and I'm not going to have any false hopes or anything along those lines. So what we have is the First Descendant is PvE only. They've already come out and said they're not focusing on the PvP aspect. They think it's too distracting. They want to provide a solid PvE game. What I specifically want to talk about in this video is what I was reading over on Escapist Magazine in their interview with them when they talked about how raids are going to be. That's one of the biggest things that people always focus on the end game. And according to the Biom Jun, I probably pronounced his name wrong or incorrectly in the interview, he states, as you all know, it's our first time creating, you'll have to forgive me, I'm a little bit congested here. As you all know, it's our first time creating a looter shooter. Nevertheless, we all are in love with this genre. It's built on Unreal Engine 5, by the way. They did confirm that. We think that Warframe is great. They use Warframe and Destiny as influences and inspirations, along with the Division series, Outriders, parts of Anthem, Borderlands, Halo, and etc. When I read Anthem, I was like, oh, and people were like, oh no, they've used, no. Anthem had its merits and its good parts. It failed overall, but Anthem wasn't necessarily a terrible idea, in my opinion. Thus, we studied and worked hard to develop our game to stand proudly alongside these prominent titles. As a result, it seems there are various aspects have influenced us. Not a problem. I think it's an honor to be compared to those titles. Of course, we put a lot of effort into creating our unique content, such as the co-op content and the huge raid bosses. This is where I got excited because they were talking about raids. And so we're going to come down here, and he says the first most significant part of our core loop is character acquisition. So there's multiple characters in the game, and depending on what mission you're running or what activity you're doing, you have to pick a specific character or one or two. You have a couple characters to choose from my understanding. I won't know until we play the beta. That's going to be an option to find out in the beta, as well as raids. Raids will be in the beta. They want everything in the beta. So if you get into the beta, which starts on the 20th via Steam only, you'll find out. So, as players must be able to use various characters to take on multiple missions and co-op content like the raids. Therefore, players must collect and produce the necessary resources to acquire different characters while playing. Farm, unlock, right? We're all used to that kind of a thing. Hopefully it's not too much. I do have a little concern since it's a free-to-play game, how much of that's going to be behind transactions or microtransactions, game passes stuff. Again, we have to wait and find out. You also have to earn weapons and diverse gear to make it easier, make easier progress or take on more challenging missions. So you work yourself up through the systems. Not a problem. We're all used to that kind of stuff. Players will need more miscellaneous gear to create various strategies or loadouts. That's fine. We like Destiny 2, you've got your Arc Storm Grenader, you've got your Hammer builds, you've got your Lori build, all these ones. So I made a Titan, although I play a Warlock more lately. Players will need miscellaneous gear. You have talked and given us some glimpses of the huge bosses, but can you talk about, and this is what I found awesome. Okay, so he's going into a little bit about how these bosses work. The typical field PvP does not require co-op, but co-op is necessary to take down the huge boss monster. So you can play PvE solo, doing missions, or you can co-op, I believe. Now, but the raid bosses, you have to have co-op. It's designed that 4-player raids, must form a team for a boss battle in a space dedicated to the huge boss monster. So dedicated space, not a problem, instanced. There are several species of huge bosses, so we have different types of bosses, and we divided the raid into 2 difficulties. We get a normal and we get a hard mode. Fantastic. For the co-op level, you will be able to experience these different co-op levels during the beta test. Additionally, this is what I found very, very cool, okay? Additionally, these bosses have gimmicks, so you could give us some examples. That's what they're asking with. The bosses have certain parts, so each boss is a certain area component or anything on you can think of. This is we're interpreting here. You can either shoot or destroy those specific parts, cling to and rip them apart with the grappling hook as shown in the trailers, or you can use you can use this to target the boss and earn additional effectivity, additional rewards effectively. So my understanding, having read this and a couple others, thoughts on this one is you can do normal, you can do hard, you get different reward bases. But depending on how you take the boss down, if you do full strategy and you take every component off of the boss, you might get more rewards. There's going to be different ways to beat the same boss, and if you do it more quickly or efficiently or whatever, it could result in more rewards. We won't know for sure until we get to the game and get to play it. So I'm looking forward, if I get into the beta, which we haven't had an update on yet. But yeah, I am looking forward to the beta to see what we can possibly get out of it. So the boss, the raid fights get a normal and a hard mode. You've got different rewards based on those modes, and you get different rewards depending on how you take those bosses down. It is with a team of 4. They didn't say whether or not there was matchmaking. I hope it's matchmaking. Be a little bit different. Or you can go in with a team of your own. We're still trying to find out how chat works. I think most everybody, since this is Steam, is going to be using Discord for party coordinations, communication, unless there's an in-game chat, which I doubt. Or I'm not sure of. By the way, this is not a ghost. That's a turret. I found that out too by watching one of the other trailers. We were like, oh, that's a ghost. No. They're battle things, shoots lasers and craps out, if I understand it correctly. Anyways, I'm looking forward to it. Being built on Unreal Engine 5 provides a lot more graphics details and less bugs, more reliability, so they could focus more on the game. I'm glad that they are not focused on PvE and PvP. They're just focusing on PvE. I'll put the links to the articles that I've read below for the interviews. Let me know. Are you guys interested? Are you going to play? Have you signed up for the beta? I'm really intrigued by all this. I'm looking forward to it. I'm, again, hoping that this is, because it is a free-to-play game, even though it looks really good, I am hoping that it's not destroyed by pay-to-win or microtransactions as a whole. So, yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys in game or around. Hit me up. Yeah. See you guys around.